This is Blairing Out with Eric Blair. Today I'm pleased to have the godfathers of thrash, Chuck Billy and Alex Skolnick of Testament on my show. How you guys doing?
We're doing good.
Great. How you doing, Eric?
I'm doing
It's good
great.
to see you.
What do you think it is about the formation of Damnation that is so relevant today?
For us, the production values definitely current and sounds as well as some of the newer bands.
I think now there's definitely a style of metal production. It's gotten really refined and really good, and a lot of the top newer bands have that. But I think as much as we like a lot of the newer bands, a lot of them are missing that sense of history that bands like us have. So I think with this album we were able to combine that sense of history, and us having been there from the early days of thrash speed metal, and combining that with these modern production values. And I think this record, the formation of Damnation, captures that.
How beautiful has the Masters of Metal tour been for Testament?
For one thing, it's the biggest metal tour of the summer. So for us to be the band chosen on that is such an honor. And I've told this to my friends, to people in the media, that when you see these bands, not just us, but some of these bands that have been around since the 70s, at least I don't get a sense that you should have seen them back in the day. They're on top of it.
Chuck, how did your battle and your victory over cancer affect your input into the formation of Damnation?
Honestly, when I was sick and lost all my hair and everything, I looked in the mirror and didn't see the same person that I knew and remembered, and honestly I thought that was the end of my career, and I just had to basically look forward to just spending time with my family, friends, and get through what I had to get through. I didn't listen to music for a year and a half, almost 2 years, till one day, after I had my operation, was feeling better, decided to put on a Testament record, and it was like hearing it for the first time. It really blew me away. I was like, wow, these guys are pretty good,
Yeah, who are these guys?
I know. It was honestly, it was like new again. And I got excited. I'm like, wow, I'm actually a part of that, and called Eric up and said, hey man, let's get together and jam, just mess around. And that kind of kicked it off, for me, and didn't really know what was in store. Knew that I was healthy, I survived it, and let's just see what happens. And then at that point, Alex and Greg came back into our lives, and we tried doing some touring just to go have fun, and it blossomed into where we are today. And we really, it's almost like we didn't plan anything. We just kind of let it happen. Let's see what happens. Let's roll the dice and see how it goes. And we hit lucky 7 there. With the record, the tour, everything, management, record label, everything involved.
Now booking agencies.
Really lined up new booking agents. I mean, everything just really fell into place.
And also metal was
on the rise again.
On the rise, it was coming back, and we're just right there.
And we had a lot of fans that were happy for me to survive it. And then again, happy that Testament you finally put out a new record, and it's a strong record, and we're very proud of it. And it's just all the stars aligned up for it. And I don't know. I can't say because I beat cancer and anything like that, but to me it was like so rewarding after spending 2 years and dealing with what I dealt with, to come back to be able to do this right now where I'm at today. It's amazing.
I think it showed all of us that this is great to do, but there's more to life than just being in a band and just playing music. Obviously music's very important, but it's not the most important thing. You don't have to get obsessed with it.
Yeah. Well, then that would bring me to my next question to both of you, would be, what brings you the most peace in your lives right now?
That's an interesting question. I guess, I think for me, like, one of the, just enjoying it more, having, sharing it with people. Like, it's been great, like, doing this tour, and I'm just like amazed, like, how many cities I have friends in. It was a great thing, and I can take my friends, and they get to watch us play, and then afterwards we all get to go watch these other great bands. and that's a lot of fun. But I'm also having fun, like just looking at the whole thing as an artistic experience, not just in the music. Of course, the music's the biggest part of it, but I've gotten really into photography. I'm enjoying. I've been in the photo pit a couple times, kind of exploring that. I'm keeping journals. I've got a blog, skolnotes.blogspot.com, and just really enjoying the whole thing as an artistic experience.
And you, Chuck?
It's the same as Alex. We toured 20 plus years and spent a lot of time traveling the world and not really soaking in the world. And I've, in the past, since I've been back touring, got my family on the road. I even bring my friends out on the road to share what I've done and got to see. They hear about it all the time. And so I bring them out, and people that have never been to Europe before, it's a mind-blowing experience. I've done some side project with some friends of mine that I grew up with that never toured, never got to experience a festival atmosphere, and got to bring them open for Black Sabbath. My younger brother got to go to Europe and to see the look on their faces. It's around 45,000 people opening up for Sabbath. To me, it was just like, I was just like ear to ear. So when I'm out there now, I'm like a tourist. I get up first thing in the morning with my friends. Let's go. We go find a town, have breakfast, and we just sightsee all day, and then come back. And I just happen to have to play a show for a few hours a night. So and it really does take everything, because there's a lot of sit and wait on tour. That part really did get me through a lot of it, and it actually gave me joy sharing what I got to experience for all these years. So now I really soak it in.
What inspired the cover art for the formation of Damnation? Because it is apocalyptic, but it's beautiful at the same time.
It's Eliran Kantor, who's this great Israeli artist. I think Eric found somehow. Yeah. And I think Eric might have had the concept.
Eric did have the concept. He wanted the whole angels and the horns and trumpets. And when I first seen it, I'm like, this is like Sodom and Gomorrah. And
it also looks like it's 3D.
It's real nice. I like it's different from all the other stuff we've had. We didn't, put the devil horns and pentagrams and all. It was just beautiful piece of, damnation.
Yeah. What kind of personal significance does the inverted pentagram have for you guys?
Well, it's just a logo that we started with and that people recognize. We definitely in no way are Satanists or worship Satan or, anything like that.
Like this. Yeah. This is a recognizable thing. And
it's just, some art we have it with it, some we don't. It just depends what the art is, but it's nothing, I've actually had some problems with it because I can't remember the company I was trying to work with, but I sent him over some artwork, and he sent me back saying, "Oh, I'm sorry, I can't work with you guys because of the art." And and I tried to explain to him, "Look, that's not what I'm about. I was raised a Catholic and believe in God and this, and it was just the image of it." But
it's like it's like we make horror movies.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
You don't take Freddy and Jason home with you at night.
Right. Whoever somebody made The Exorcist and The Omen, but that doesn't mean they're Satanists.
Chuck, what inspired the song Afterlife?
Afterlife's definitely about a tribute to my father, passed away, and Eric's probably the last 5-6 years, and been wanting to write about it, but we didn't have a record yet. So when the time came, Afterlife was one of the first ones we wrote, and it's just basically saying, if there is an afterlife out there, we're gonna meet again in it. And it's funny because I've actually met so far since the record's been out quite a few people that have lost their parents and really relate to it, and it really hits home. And guy in Europe, we did his autograph sign, and the guy just stood there for like a half hour and just cried, just staring at me like, thank you, God, it just means so much. And when music and stuff like that, your lyrics hit somebody that hard, you did it right. Yeah. You chose something that's very strong, people can relate to, and that's what I want to do. I don't want to write stories that I'm going to make up. I want something I really believe in and feel that can touch people, and that's why I think politics touches it. The dark side, just anything personal like that,
Alex,
All right.
Chuck Billy,
Thanks, man.
great having you on the Blairing Out with Eric Blair show.
All right.
All right, Blairing Out with Eric Blair show with Chuck Billy and Alex Skolnick of Testament. Signing off.
The Blairing Out Show.